we have our evaluation in August, and the beginning of August. Okay? Yes. We are the week 7. Today is the week 7. Okay? And it left with, let's say, 3 weeks. 3 weeks of course. I sent you all the content on the platform. Who's not yet on the platform? Who's not yet on the platform? For those who are here. You understand my question?
Yes.
Okay. The platform of Google Classroom. Okay. So I'm happy that all the students are on the platform. That's good. I told who was not here last time? Last Tuesday. Okay. Okay. I told those who were here that all the content have been sent on the platform. So you have now the time to go into all the links, download them and read, okay, deeply for you to understand. As I said, we don't have much time to browse all the content of the syllabus. So I make my effort to send all the content from the week 1 to the week 6, okay? So go into it and try to read, overread, especially the critical thinking. It's all about reading. Okay, good. So we are going to start with the reading session. You have been given a copy. I've been given a copy, and my colleague will come right now to read and ask questions about all that is inside. So you have a look on it. My copy is not right here. I don't see it well. Okay. Okay. Good. Is it readable? All the copies you have? No. Mm-hmm. If your copy is not readable, let's change it because mine. I'm finding it difficult to read. Okay, let me. Yeah. Is anyone here? Okay. Okay. There are copies. We'll bring you more. Assistant, please give one copy to. So let's try to read the time for the teacher to come and help us understand. So read it. Good. So who wants to try for the reading? Somebody will try? Someone wants to try. Let me.
Audrey wanted to do the movie, but she was nervous about the story. She usually played nice girl, princesses, dancers, nuns, but the girl in breakfast at Tiffany's is not nice. She leaves her husband and goes to New York. She is friendly with bad people. Audrey was also nervous because Pullman people did not really want her in the movie. He wanted Marilyn Monroe. Maybe the part isn't right for me, she thought.
Okay. Next person. Yes, sir.
I want to try?
Yeah, continue.
Okay. Also made breakfast.
No, you continue.
The director, Blake Edwards, visit Audrey in Switzerland. It is the right path for you. I told her, you're one of the 5 biggest activities in the world. You can do anything. It is time to do something different and dangerous. Yes, Holly is a bad girl, but beyond her expensive clothes and dark glasses, she is only a child. Audrey made breakfast at Tiffany's in New York, and it came to the movies theaters in 1961. She is a European princess. She can act the part of a poor American house doctor's wife. Some people said, but most people like the movie very much. In her dark glasses and Givenchy clothes, Ode was beautiful, crazy, and funny, and they loved her when she sadly sang Moon River at her bedroom window.
Okay, thank you. So this Ivorian voice. Okay. So we are going to listen to Native American speaker. See the difference. So my colleague will come over. Kali, you have the floor. She'll read. I think today the text is not too much long, okay? Yeah. So it will be easy for you to answer the questions. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry, excuse me to I have forgotten I should have introduced Mr. Fabrice is our assistant. Okay. Yeah. Good. So, Kelly.
My test is not clear.
It's not
Here,
clear?
try this one.
Okay. Thank you. Another one, okay. Okay.
You see, this is clear. Turn it off.
Okay.
Chapter, oh. Chapter 8, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Audrey wanted to do the movie, but she was nervous about the story. She usually played nice girls, princesses, dancers, nuns, but the girl in Breakfast at Tiffany's is not nice. She leaves her husband and goes to New York. She is friendly with bad people. Audrey was also nervous because Truman Capote did not really want her in the movie. He wanted Marilyn Monroe. Maybe the part isn't right for me, she thought. The director, Blake Edwards, visited Audrey in Switzerland. It is the right part for you, he told her. You're one of the 5 biggest actresses in the world. You can do anything. It's time to do something different and dangerous. Yes, Holly's a bad girl, but behind her expensive clothes and dark glasses, she's only a child. Audrey made Breakfast at Tiffany's in New York, and it came to the movie theaters in 1961. She's a European princess. She can't act the part of a poor American horse doctor's wife, some people said, but most people liked the movie very much. In her dark glasses and Givenchy clothes, Audrey was beautiful, crazy, and funny, and they loved her when she sadly sang Moon River at her bedroom window.
Okay. Good. Very nice. I want you to read it again. Okay? What about you? You have to read it again?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay? Kelly, come again, but go slowly now.
Okay.
Because my people there. Okay. So listen to the tonation and the word because you have the text in front of you. Okay? Good.
Chapter 8, Breakfast at Tiffany's. Audrey wanted to do the movie, but she was nervous about the story. She usually played nice girls, princesses, dancers, nuns, but the girl in Breakfast at Tiffany's is not nice. She leaves her husband and goes to New York. She is friendly with bad people. Audrey was also nervous because Truman Capote did not really want her in the movie. He wanted Marilyn Monroe. Maybe the part isn't right for me, she thought. The director, Blake Edwards, visited Audrey in Switzerland. It is the right part for you, he told her. You're one of the 5 biggest actresses in the world. You can do anything. It's time to do something different and dangerous. Yes, Holly's a bad girl, but behind her expensive clothes and dark glasses, she's only a child. Audrey made Breakfast at Tiffany's in New York, and it came to the movie theaters in 1961. She's a European princess. She can't act the part of a poor American horse doctor's wife, some people say. But most people like the movie very much. In her dark glasses and Givenchy clothes, Audrey was beautiful, crazy, and funny. Then they loved when she said Sally sang Moon River at her bedroom window.
Right. Okay?
It's okay.
Indeed,
Okay.
great.
Yeah. So we move on with the
Questions?
questions.
Okay. Do you know who Audrey Hepburn is? The lady in this story. Do you know who Audrey Hepburn is? No.
Speak louder, please.
She is an actress. Oh, here's the daughter. Hear me now?
Okay.
Okay. Audrey Hepburn, yes, he was right. She's an actress. I'm gonna turn the volume up so they can hear me. Better? Okay. Question 2. What characters did Audrey usually play? Yes, sir.
She played a nice role. She's a princess, dancer.
Very good. She's a prince. She played nice girls, princesses, dancers, nuns. Truman Capote wanted someone else for the role. Who did he want? Okay. Truman Capote wanted someone else for the role. Who did he want? Marilyn Monroe, yes. Blake Edwards, the director, visited Audrey in which country? Switzerland. Switzerland. Was Audrey known worldwide? Yes. She was one of the 5 big actresses in the world. When did the movie come out in theaters?
1961.
1961. Did many people like the movie?
Yes.
The audience loved her when she sang which song?
Is it okay? You have questions there?
Okay, yes.
Moon Revival.
Moon, yes. Let me see that. Moon River. Moon River. Alright, do you guys have any questions about the words in the text? Any questions? No questions? Alright. Do you guys understand Givenchy clothes? Very nice clothes, kind of elite clothes, very pristine. Yes.
My question is, I need to know that what means breakfast?
Breakfast, first meal of the day. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Tiffany's is a jewelry shop, and she spent a lot of time there, so they called it breakfast at Tiffany's. She would be there in the morning. For Tiffany's. Any more questions? Do you guys know who Marilyn Monroe is? You do? Okay. Alright, that's about it.
Yeah. What's up? You seem to be tetanized. You have to be relaxed. Are you making an impact on them? I don't know.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, she's here to interact with you.
Yeah.
So I would like you to be
Ask questions.
relax. Okay, ask question on anything. Okay,
It doesn't have to be about the text.
not compulsory.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
Your question does not have to be compulsory on the test. You can ask any question at all because she's here to interact with you. Do you know that we have oral speaking? We have oral speaking at the evaluation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll meet her at the oral. I don't know how you manage if you are not taking here. Okay? Yeah, you have a chance to talk with her now. Do it. Do mistake and we correct it together. Don't wait at the evaluation. Okay? Over there, the pen is not going to correct it. Okay? So try say something. Ask question. Any question at all.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
Can you advise me about how to speak like native?
Native.
Yeah.
I think this is a question I've had before too. So, a lot of people, they like to listen to music of different, of the people speaking their native tongue. So English, American type music. I do that with French a little bit. Watching movies usually helps to kind of pick up on that native accent, native American accent. So that's always a big thing, is getting certain words pronounced. Like in English, we like to say that when we have a T in anything, we like to say I want. I want that. We always want to express the T's. So that's a little bit that I picked up on. Helps. Any other questions?
Me, my problem is listening to English video. I always translate in French to understand what he's saying. But the video is going.
Yeah. Yes. So, what's helped me? So you guys know there's American dollars and then there's CFA, right? You guys is money and then our kinds of money. When I first got here, I kept thinking, okay, it's like 590 CFA is equal to $1 in American money. And I kept trying to switch my money back to American dollars in my head, thinking, how much money am I losing? But then I was like, no, I don't need to do that because I can just think of it as CFA and be like, okay, this 1,000 CFA is 1,000 CFA. This is what it can buy me. So let's see, like the snacks in the gift shop are 500 CFA here. So I'm like, okay, I have 500 CFA. What can I buy? I can buy a bag of chips, So it's kind of like that with language. Don't always try and relate it back to your own language. Try just diving in a little bit and trying to catch on that way too. Because merci, and it means like, is it please? Merci? No, thank you. Okay, see? So, see, to me, I was just like, merci, I know which situation to use it in. I don't exactly know the meaning, so it's kind of like that. Any other questions?
Okay. More questions? She came especially. She wants to talk with you. She wants to interact.
Yeah.
She wants to interact with you. Okay. So this is time to exchange. Any question you think you can ask? Okay. Good.
Yes, I want to know if you have a certain category of movies you recommend us to listen
to watch. Um, let me think of documentaries. Um, can get boring a little bit, but it doesn't have a lot of music sound in the background to distract you from actually hearing the language. So I would suggest listening to or watching a documentary, and they, can be on YouTube. You can find them on YouTube. Because the other ones, they have really big theme music, like dun dun dun, and you can't really hear what people are saying. So it's better if you just listen to them, like their mouths moving, as well as just their words.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you one question.
Yeah.
One of the situations that we encounter here when native French speakers are trying to speak English and they are finding it difficult. They have in mind that people in front of them are going to laugh at them. Okay? So there is a kind of shame.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a kind of shame. This situation happens all the time with Francophone students.
Yeah.
Wherever they happen to learn English, they do think that people in the environment are going to laugh at them. So when they want to say something, they want to make sure that all that they want to say will be correct.
Yeah.
So that when it comes out, no one will laugh at them. So they will never speak because they are waiting for the right thing to say.
It's the same way when I'm learning French. Like, bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien? That I can say. Is that good? If you guys say it a little differently than I do, because you guys have the native accent, the native tongue.
Okay.
But I'm so worried to say bonjour sometimes because I'm like, is it bonjour? Bonjour? I'm like, huh? But you guys are so open to everybody learning the language, and people will be, if you just put yourself out there. When I communicate with people here,
Yes.
I'm like, I would love to learn more French. Can you help me? And they will. They'll help me. So you just have to go out there and not be afraid to say it, because you'll never learn if you don't say it.
Okay.
And if you keep not saying it, you'll never learn, and you're going to be laughed at because you're not trying, you're giving up. So if you're trying and they see you're trying, they won't laugh at you. They're like, this dude, yes, he says it kind of weird, but he's trying, and I'll give him, credit for that. So, man, I'll help you out. Let's go do this. And then he's a person helping out other people. He can be like, I was scared at first, but then these people helped me. So that's just something to keep in mind.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Okay, so if I have to summarize what she says, okay, don't be afraid. Okay? Don't be afraid. If you have someone in front of you, don't think that a person is going to laugh at you. You have an objective. How would I be able to express myself? So I don't care if someone is going to laugh at me. My point is, at the end of the learning sessions or at the end of a scheduled time for yourself, you have to be able to say even one sentence in English. So if you are not practicing, it will not come. So don't be afraid of anyone. Say it. Do mistakes. Practice makes man perfect.
Yeah.
If you are not practicing, you won't learn. I have a friend of mine was telling me, my problem is the listening comprehension. I told him, listening, there is no techniques.
Yeah.
You have to listen, and listen. You see, you are listening to Kylie, and we are getting on the way to listen to what she's saying. At the beginning, it was too confusing when she was reading here, but now I think you are getting closer to her way of speaking. That's the way it works. So when you go on your Android phone, you download the file that I sent you, and you listen. That's all. Okay? Good.
So, and if someone does laugh at you, laugh with them. You're like, hey, this is, I'm not the best, but let's make the most of this. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Because, I'll be like, merci. That's not the right way to say it.
Uh-huh.
So then he'll laugh at me, ha ha ha, and I'm like ha ha ha, and then we'll get better. But when he laughs at me, it's kind of letting me know at the same time that's not right, you know.
Very good.
So,
Okay, good. Thank you very much.
uh-huh.
Okay. Thank you, Carrie. Okay, we have learned something from her. Wow. Very good. Okay, so we are going to continue with our grammar points. Today we're going to talk of prepositions. We're going to talk of prepositions and prepositions. No, we don't need print. Okay. This one is no. Yeah. Prepositions. Okay. We are going to talk about 3 different types of prepositions. Preposition of time, preposition of place, preposition of movement. Okay. And at the end, we are going to listen to a video on one type of preposition. Okay. For you to understand well how we can use it. So tell me, what do you know about the position of, let's say, time? Let's go straight to the point. The position of time.
Act.
Act. Okay. So use it in the sentence to be more practical.
We have English lesson at 1.
We have English lesson Act 1, preposition of time. Okay. Having English lesson at a specific time.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so to specify the time, we use at. It's a preposition of time. Yes, Miss?
In the same case, you can also use from.
From.
Like if I want to say you are going to have class from 1 to 2.
Okay, from 1 to 2 p.m. Yeah?
In PM.
In.
Yes.
Okay, give an example for people to get it well.
Okay. I'm going in 2 minutes.
I'm going
In 2 minutes.
in 2 minutes. Okay, it's possible.
Okay.
Okay, to specify. Yes.
Just we have on.
On. Okay. Try to give us an example for us to figure out.
On Tuesdays, we have English class.
Okay. An event happening at a specific time, on a specific time, on Tuesdays. On Tuesdays. This is frequently. So to express the frequency, okay, we use on. Good. So you all know the prepositions.
In the
One more
afternoon.
example in the back there. Preposition of time.
In the afternoon.
Yes. For. Use it in a sentence for us to understand your point.
I was worked in this place for 10 years.
Okay. Okay. But there's something in your sentence that is not yet correct. I was work. There's something wrong. I worked for 10 years. Okay, still. Someone want to come in? Okay. He said I worked. I worked. Okay. I suppose it's in the past. Okay. In this company. For 4 years. Okay. Let me put it this way. Good. Good. Is there something wrong in anything wrong here? The tense. Okay. What tense should we use here?
We learned that when we see for in the sentence,
Okay.
we must use present perfect.
Present perfect. Okay. Good. Okay. And when we are using, yes,
I want
madam?
to ask something about what you just said. That's why we're using present present perfect.
Yeah.
For example, what I have to do in the past is always finish. Because what I'm asking just to know.
Yeah, yeah.
So, for example, what I learned, what I thought was that we use present perfect when, for example, what we started in the past is still, I'm still doing that thing
Okay.
in the present.
Yeah.
But now, if, for example, I have this kind of sentence, I won't have any problem with it because I would think that maybe he worked there and is not still working at that place again. So I want to make sure.
Okay. You want to make sure about the figure out about the context. Okay. You have something to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that the sentence is correct.
The sentence is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also correct. We can use for
Okay.
in offsets of grammar. Excuse me for my voice.
No problem. If you want, I will bring the mic.
Yes,
You throw it louder.
from Kansas directly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. As my friend said, she's right.
Yeah.
We use for just to translate in French. In this case, we can translate for by pendant. Yes. If you use the present perfect for is translated by depuis. Yes.
Okay. Good. Good. That's good.
Right.
Okay.
Personally, I think that to show in this contest that is the action is finished, we put 4 years ago to show that to make the friend to be okay.
Okay. Good. So all those who are speaking, I realized that apart from this man, all those who are speaking were not here when we were doing our present continuous class. Yeah. So you have the time to go back on the platform to check all the links that I sent you, okay? And the YouTube video, all those things on the present perfect, okay? To come back on it, what I would say is, I said it last time that we use for. You have to be attentive because for, as you are saying it, it's a preposition of time. Yes. It's good to use for here to express the duration, okay? Yeah. To express the duration is a preposition of time. But since we are using in one sentence, okay, to show the duration, we have to use the present perfect here to show that the action that is done is still true, okay? And for is one of the identifier. It's one of the identifiers that we use to identify the present perfect. We could have the past perfect if like where there is a correlation of time with the preterite, okay? But here, last time what I taught you, we use for to show the duration, okay? And we use since to state the beginning of an action, okay? The action started at a very specific point. Since 1998, I had stopped working in this company, okay, to show the beginning of an action. But when you use for, it to express the duration of the action, which is still true, okay? Good. Now to come back on all the context of the preterite, please go back to the platform. I have all the information there. So I was talking about the preposition of time. We have a long list of preposition of time. I have it on the platform, you see it. And I just want to make sure that you have an idea about what the preposition of time is. And I do think you have an idea, even if you have more than I was thinking of. Okay, let me see. Okay, you can see the list. Sorry, I'm not going to print it for you. You have to get used to your platform. Those are few propositions that I would like to show you. Here we have in, okay? We have at, on, for, since, why, okay? And we have different example given unto you for your understanding. And someone was talking about during here. Sir, you were talking about during. Pendant. During plus the time something happened. Okay? It rained during the night. She took a phone call during class. Okay? So you have the context specified there for you to understand. You have 2 or 3 examples each. For instance, my birthday is in July. Preposition of time. Okay? I have to work in the afternoon. Preposition of time. 4. I have worked at my job for a year. Okay? I have been working for 3 hours. I have been working to emphasize the length of time. Okay? The action started in the past, is still true in the present, in the future is also true. Okay? So I have been working. This is the present perfect continuous. Are you there with the time? Okay. Then since at a specific time something began, you see, I have had my job since June 6th. Okay? Good. I have lived here since August 2010. I have been working since 9 o'clock. Okay, good. Let's now talk of preposition of place. Preposition of place. Preposition of place. Okay? For preposition of place, I need example from you to make sure you know what it's about. Okay, we start in the back there. Yes, madam. One preposition of place. You give the preposition and you give the example at the same time.
Okay, we have 2. Like, I'm going to a market.
2.
Yes.
Okay, we have 2 here. She used 2 in the preposition of time from a time to a specific time. And you see, we are also using 2 here as preposition of place. Okay. So this is why it's a little bit tricky to give a definition of a preposition. Okay? Yes. So come again with the example.
I'm going to a market.
I'm going to the market. Okay. Yes, you want to try?
Yes.
Another preposition?
In front of.
In front of. Yeah, that's a big. In front of. Big preposition. Can you try to explain? I don't understand it well. In front of. What does it mean?
In front of.
Yes.
In French?
No, man. No, let my guy explain it. In English, explain. The man in the back is telling you, make a sign that he does not understand it well. So try to explain. In front of, what does it mean?
In front of.
Yes.
In opposite.
Oh. Now.
No, it's different. Okay.
Okay. My assistant, please come. You rise up, please. Yeah, come on. You speaking. Yeah, come on, please. Okay, try to show to your class fellow in front of.
Yeah.
Using your fellow teacher.
Here?
No, you are talking to them, not to me.
You said in front of.
Yes.
So we want you to explain to your colleague. So
What in front of me? If you want to use this man,
Yes.
use him and try to explain them.
Yes.
Front of.
What in front
Guy
of
is
is.
here.
Yeah.
Me, I'm front. I'm front in my guy.
Huh?
I'm front of.
I'm in front of.
I'm in front of in my guy.
I'm in front of him.
I'm in front of him. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do you understand what he said?
Yes.
Is he correct?
Yes.
Is he correct?
Yes.
Is he correct? Oh, I hear he is. Be sure about what you say. Be bold and speak, okay? Someone raise their hand in the back there. No, is he correct? This is my question.
It is. Yes, it is.
Yes, this is easy. Everyone can say yes. Okay. Like, okay. You talk to people. How are you? Okay.
Another example of
No. I wanted someone to give me a reply when I say, is he correct?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Okay. No, before that, don't rush. You can give your example. You know something? What I'm trying to help you to do is to use subject, verb, and object.
Yes.
Get used to that. Okay? And when you'll be strong and you'll be fluent, you can use all the shortcuts. I remember when I traveled to Ghana, sometimes I used Ivorians, students. They used to learn what they call the PG. And they go and they come, all those things. So when they travel there to learn English in English centers, they begin to speak like Ghanaians, this kind of language. And those guys, I don't want to be with them. I told them, you have come here to learn English, and you are learning Nusi of English in Ghana. Amen. You will be in trouble.
You will never progress.
Yeah. So my technique is I always try to learn what is taught and what is correct.
Good.
And then when I'm fluent now, I can use the shortcut into quotation, bloqué, you see. So please, don't use shortcut. Use the grammar correctly. It will help you. Okay?
Good.
Yes, someone want to talk. Yes, sir, in the back. Your example now.
example of preposition of place.
Yes.
I can say behind.
Okay. Thank you for this nice example. Behind.
An example?
Use it in an example.
I'm sitting behind.
Okay.
All the English terms.
Okay. Good. Nice. Okay. About behind. And you hear the pronunciation behind. But you may also hear behind. That's the American pronunciation. You hear that. And don't be confused. If you can call Kylie, she'll come and talk to you. You hear behind. The first time I hear that, I was a bit upset. Oh, these Americans speaking this kind of English. And they told me this is the pronunciation of American. They say behind. You see? So you have to be careful about that. It's not a mistake. It's the way of pronouncing. Okay? Good. Yes.
We also have next to.
Next to.
Yeah.
Okay. Example?
And the shop is next to the hospital.
Next to?
The hospital.
Next to the hospital. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
We have also under.
Under.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cat is under the table.
Okay. The cat is under the table. Okay, so this course is done. This course is done.
On can be also
Preposition of
place.
Of place. Yeah.
The computer is on the table.
The computer is on the table.
Yeah, that's right.
It's on the table.
Yes.
Okay, good. The computer is on the table. Good. What's the difference between on and above? Above. On the table, above the table. Is there any difference?
Yes.
There is a difference.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
On.
This word.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
I think it's the same.
It's the
For me,
same.
it's the same, yeah.
For you, it's the same. Okay. Is there any difference?
Yes.
Yeah, you said there's a difference. Yes. Come on.
How can I explain this? On the thing who.
Okay, so come in the front here and try to explain because
Okay.
you are talking to them.
No, I can explain that. On is the thing which I talk is on another thing. Take contact with
this first thing. Example, this pen
Yes.
is on my hand, and above is a flower or a bird is on.
There's no limit.
There is no contact.
There
You
is.
want to mean there is no contact?
Yes.
Okay.
We have
So we
contact.
understand. He said there is no
And
contact.
with
Above,
we
there
have-
is no contact.
It's only
On, there is contact. Yes, madam, you want to
It's
comment?
the same thing, but I wanted to use a synonym of a love for it. You can say up.
Up.
Above
Up.
Why on
Okay.
is in contact with him.
Up. Okay, he's coming with some up. Eh? Stand up.
Up, please.
No, no. Be careful. We have prepositional verb. Eh? Be careful. Don't make it. Eh? Stand up. Stand up. Okay? Eh? She's saying something different. Stand up. Okay? There is a movement. Stand up. Sit down. Okay? Up is a preposition, right? But are you sure here is a preposition of place?
Up. No.
Huh?
Stand up.
It's not in the same kind of thing.
Yeah, you said it's a synonym. That's what you said.
What I'm saying
Yeah?
is that I before talking before saying what I was
Above, on,
I
and
said-
up.
I said that what you said is right.
Okay?
For the on, as you just said, the thing is in contact with what we're
Okay.
talking about.
In contact, yes,
Yes.
on,
And the other one is
above.
above is up.
There is
I'm
no-
not saying
there is no
stand up.
contact.
There's no contact.
Okay? No, I'm trying to say something else. Up. Okay? Up. The same way you say that the pen, okay, the marker is above my hand. You can say my marker is up my hand. You see? There's a difference. This is why I'm trying to use a verb with the up for you to understand. Up. There is a movement. Like down. If you say my marker is under the table, okay? This is a place.
Yes.
But if you say down the table, there's a difference. You see? That's what I'm saying. Because we have another group of prepositions. They call them preposition of movement. Yes. We also have preposition of movement. It's where you can get up, down, okay, along with, through, okay, across, because there is a movement, you see. Good. So, anyway, I've already sent it on the platform, okay? So when you check your mail, you'll see that there. Before coming, I sent it on the platform. So see here, I was talking about preposition of place. Okay. See? Above, around, behind, okay? To speak like Americans. Far from, far away, in, nearby, in the back of, in front of. Yes, sir. Thank you. In the middle of, okay? Inside, near, next to, like what she said, next to, on top of, on top of. You know why they call the big computer desktop? Okay, is on top of the desk. Okay, this, okay. Next to, on top of, outside, under, and between. Okay, so I was talking about preposition of movement. Okay, good. So 1, 2, 3 preposition of movement, and we listen to the YouTube, which is a kind of summary for you to get it. Yes. Preposition of movement. Yes, sir.
From to.
From to.
From to. I don't know if it's correct.
Okay. Try with an example for we to get it well.
I'm leaving Abidjan. No. Okay. I am moving from Abidjan to Boaké. I'm moving from Abidjan to Boaké.
I'm moving from Abidjan.
I drove from Abidjan to.
Yeah, I'm driving from Abidjan.
Yes, I'm driving from Abidjan to Boaké.
From to.
Good.
Okay. Okay. You see that is possible. Okay. The compass. So when you give the compass, it's easy for you to understand. Yeah. This is why I need always example. Yes. Come on.
Before giving my example, I just want to ask something.
Yeah. Come on.
You said above. Can you say above also? Is it the pronunciation? I don't know whether.
Yes.
I was
Again.
used to say above.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I used to
Yeah.
understand above.
When you go on
IPA.
web reference, for instance, web reference, you get both pronunciation of British and American English. Okay. About tonation, this is why one of my colleagues, Leah, was here. He said they are not too much cautious about pronunciation because depending on the area people are living, there is an impact of the local accent on the language. The same way it happened in French. See, so we are not too much cautious about pronunciation, but it's normal that you know how the phonetic is. When you know phonetic, then use the phone, the specific sound that need to be pronounced. Okay, but for this one, you have to go back to beginner level to get the alphabet, English alphabet. Above, okay, and you hear above. Yeah, we also hear that. You've been before a British, you say above. The O, the A, above. You see? Okay, so someone say from to. Next. Nearby. Example.
I used to drive nearby the embassy of the United States when I go to job.
Okay. Do you understand the example?
I used to drive nearby the embassy of the United States when I go to job.
I used to drive nearby. Your example seems not to be natural. Yes. I myself don't understand it very well. Is it nearby you should use here? And another proposition. No. Another proposition. I try to understand, to figure out what he's saying, okay? This is the U.S. Embassy, somewhere here, and you
road
take this car.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the road. So you use, you take this road to go to work.
Nearby.
Okay? This is what we call
Nearby.
nearby.
It's not a movement, it's a place.
Yeah. Here we are. Okay?
He's explaining a place.
A place.
Yes, not a movement.
A place. You hear what he's saying? Nearby is a place.
Yeah.
Listen, when we talk to position of place, it is something fixed. Okay? When we talk of movement, there is you should see that there's a movement. When I say up, down, you see? Through. Okay?
Across.
Around, across. You get it? Yes. Between. Not exactly between, not exactly between, because this man is sitting between Mr. Antoine and this one, I don't know the name. Okay? Mr. Kwasi Landry. Okay, you see? It's a place.
It's a place, yeah.
Between a place. Good. So, yes. Yes. Back to. Back to. Use it in a sentence for all of us to get it well.
After the exam, I go back to the village.
After the exam, I went back to the village. Okay. Back to the village. Okay. Back to, yes. It's possible. I drive along. Okay. I drive along the U.S. Embassy. That's what we want to use. Okay, good. It's not something that is new to you. Prepositions, maybe you did not know that it's preposition of place or preposition of movement, and you did not know that. Today you know. Okay? It's not something new to you. That's what I have noticed, and I'm happy for that. You see? Let's see some of them. Across. Okay? Along. He ran along the trail. Okay? Around. Away from, back to, like what my friend said, back to, down, into, okay, off. She stepped off the train. She stepped off. She was inside. She stepped off the train. Okay, out of. He ran out of the house. Over, cross over Oak Street. To cross over a street, okay? Pass. He drove past the school. Through. The boys ran through the park. Towards. I am riding my bike towards the store, okay? In the direction of the store. Good. Under is also used here. The girl stopped under the bridge, okay? Under the bridge. Yes.
Sir, can we say she stepped in the train?
Step in. Yes. Step off. Step in. Yes. Up. I'm coming up the stairs. Coming up the stairs. Where are you? I'm coming up the stairs. Good. So let us listen to an audio. Before that, I have something like, yes.
I have a question.
Come on with the question.
The example of stepping in.
Yes.
What I'd like to know is whether we have to focus on the in or the step. Is the verb that shows us that there is a movement?
Yes, there is a movement. Step in. If there is no movement, you can step is something different.
No, I don't know whether you've got my mind.
Yes, you focus on both step and in. Okay.
Phrasal verb.
As we are talking
Yes.
about
Phrasal verb.
I know, but as we are talking about the preposition, I'm not saying that what she said is not right. What I'm saying is that in that case.
No. In the preposition is in. Example that she's giving is a step in. Okay, she's not saying step in is a preposition. It's not what she's saying. Yes, in. We can use in here. Okay, like the one we use off. Step in. To move from one place to another place. Try to understand it this way. So here it's like the use of in. Okay, you understand it? I'm not getting you, so make yourself very clear.
What I'm saying
is
that we are talking about preposition, isn't it?
Yes.
In, on, and on both.
Exactly.
I understand it. But when you say, for example, the person is stepping in something, what I'm saying, I know that the verb is you answered something, you said something that is a kind of light. You said the person stepped in, and the step is the verb of movement. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, it's not only if we wanted to focus on the in, the in itself was not telling us that it was a movement.
Yeah.
That is the verb step that is coming to help us understand that is a movement.
I get you. Which are Michel and you was saying phrasal verb.
Phrasal verbs.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Show the movement.
Yes. It's a phrasal verb. Okay. That show the movement. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. We have so many phrasal verbs like that. Get out. Stand in. Stand up. Sit down. Okay. Okay. You see, this image, this picture can help us to see some of the prepositions. Okay, inside, And those are the things that we use when we want to help the kids understand what we want to mean. You see, here we have place and also we have movement. It's up to you to identify, you see, across, along, opposite. Someone was talking about opposite, you see, into, out of, towards, okay, around, through, under, you see, near, on, inside, okay. You see here, into, there's a movement, but inside is already there. See the difference? Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can you explain towards? I don't understand.
Towards. Okay, there will be a movement. Be directional movement. If you turn this thing down, the bar there will go up. If you turn it back, the other one will come. So toward the direction. The one at the top will come down. So towards. Okay. There is not an arrow to indicate that the movement is from the one at the top to the down one. Okay, good. Is it clear now? Okay, I have one YouTube somewhere where we can listen to American woman speaking about preposition. It will maybe help us.
These little words are so important when speaking English because the difference between he'll go to America in March and he'll go to America at March is the difference between a native and non-native speaker. Well, English learners will not notice how incorrect their sentences sound. It is so obvious to native speakers who most likely do not even know the rules for when to use these words. When we want to talk about when an action happens, we must use prepositions. The most common are at, in, and on. Each has its own special uses. Understanding how to use them is important in giving you a good foundation of English. This video will teach you some quick rules to remember. Let's start with at. When do we use at?
Destroying environment, if you saw me at noon the day after we'd been partying, it wasn't pretty. Destroying environment, if you saw me at noon the day after we'd been partying, it wasn't pretty. Destroying environment, if you saw me at noon the day after we'd been partying, it wasn't pretty.
At plus a specific time on the clock. First, we use at for specific times. For example, your plane leaves at 5. We have class at 10. My mother has a doctor's appointment at 2 o'clock. 2. At plus mealtime. What you had at lunch is now actually in your brains. What you had at lunch is now actually in your brains. What you had at lunch is now actually in your brains. We can also use the preposition at when we're referring to a mealtime. For example, at lunch, I like to have a big cup of orange juice. We always listen to the radio at breakfast time so we can hear the morning news. Her family never watches TV at dinner. 3. At plus night.
Students can study at night and businesses can stay open. Students can study at night and businesses can stay open. Students can study at night and businesses can stay open.
Finally, We always use at with the word night. For example, I don't work at night. We sleep at night. Let's move on to the preposition on. On plus a specific day of the week.
But on Sunday in my kitchen, I opened one of the cupboards and looked at something that's, but on Sunday in my kitchen, I opened one of the cupboards and looked at something that's, but on Sunday in my kitchen, I opened one of the cupboards and looked at something that's
on plus a specific date. I mean, it's really easy to say, okay, on January 1st, I'm going to change. I mean, it's really easy to say, okay, on January 1st, I'm going to change my life. I mean, it's really easy to say, okay, on January 1st, I'm going to change. We use the preposition on when we are talking about a specific day or date. For example, my birthday is on Monday. We're having a party on October 31st. We're having a party on December 6th, 2018. Our last preposition for today is in. In plus a specific month.
CBS canceled my show As the World Turns in December 2009. CBS canceled my show As the World Turns in December 2009. CBS canceled my show As the World Turns in December 2009.
In plus a specific year. She became an American. The morning. In plus the afternoon. In plus the evening.
When you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, what do you see? When you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, what do you see? When you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, what do you see?
We also use the preposition in when we want to talk about a part of the day. For example, we have class in the morning. She practices the piano in the afternoon. He works in the evening. But remember, there is an exception. Do you remember? When we want to talk about the nighttime, we use the preposition, that's right, at night. The rules are not complicated, but this can feel like a lot to remember. To be sure you really understand, let's do some exercises. I'll say a time. Repeat with the correct preposition of time. You've got all the rules, so let's begin. Tuesday. On Tuesday. 1959. In 1959. The evening. In the evening. Monday. On Monday. 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock. January 7th. On January 7th. Night. At night. September. In September. October 31st. On October 31st. The afternoon. In the afternoon. 1982. In 1982. August 12th. On August 12th. The morning. In the morning. Wednesdays. On Wednesdays. 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock. The afternoon. In the afternoon. 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock. December 6, 2012. On December 6, 2012. 5. At 5. February. In February. Saturdays. On Saturdays. The evening. In the evening. Night. At night. How did you do? I hope you had a wonderful time. If not, no worries. Review the rules again and you'll be just fine. They're easy to remember. We've covered the more common prepositions of time. I hope you found the explanations helpful in your English learning journey. Happy learning!
Okay. Is it complicated? Okay. Confusing sometimes. Yeah. It's tricky. Good. Okay.
A question.
Yeah, questions?
Why should you use at night? Can we use tonight?
Tonight. You have to listen to the context. You have to listen to the context very well. Tonight, try to give an example. When are you coming? When are you coming to my place? Tonight. Okay? When are you coming to my place? Tonight. Okay? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get a point?
Yeah.
Yeah, in one word. In one word. Yeah. Tonight. Okay? But the way you want to use it, separate to a night, in this case, it's not possible. When you use at night, at for a specific time, okay? You cannot use the to there at the place of at, okay, to express the same thing. It will be confusing. You understand? Mother was saying it's a little bit confusing. You have an example where you have tonight.
Tonight, for example.
No, this is different. The tonight here is one word, okay? It means I'm going this night. To do it this night. Okay? But it's not separated. It's in one word. Tonight. So don't make a confusion. One word. You understand one word?
Maybe what I'm saying is not specific. That word I want to use maybe tonight. I'm going to use tonight. But if it was specific, maybe
tonight means this night. Yes, this is the meaning. This night. I'll do it this night. And it is one word. Okay? Written in one word. When we talk of preposition, we have the preposition and the word. At and night. You see? You have two words, two different words. Yes. Is it a question?
Yes, it's a question.
Yes.
For example, you want to talk, you want to talk of the night, but I want to say something like, we heard a big noise in the night.
In the night. Yes, I was even thinking of something like that. In the night. Okay? A period of time. To express a period of time. In the night. Not in the daytime, but in the night. Yes. Okay, more questions for the preposition? Okay.
I would like to know in which case we can say by night.
By night. Okay. It's a question. Who have an answer for it? An answer for by night? Abidjan by night. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So go there. Go and see the advert. You understand? My man, you get me? It's an advert. Use Abidjan by night. You hear more about it. So please, my assistant want to come in. Come on, please.
Lego mode they play with by. Maybe another example. So I will start my exam by. Can you see? And when you say by night, it means that by this time you're going to start something new. Okay? It is a departure point for doing something. You understand? So it means that the time by this point, by this day, okay, we start something new. You understand?
You get it?
I have my exam by Monday. Okay?
Okay. It is not precise. You understand? There's no precision. By means around this time. You get it? Yes, there's no precision. That's what we. Okay, let's talk about critical thinking. Way of multiple identities. Multiple identities. You see it on your platform. They are talking about our personality. Okay? A human being have a personality, and this personality is made out of different parts of yourself. Okay? This is what we are talking about in this lesson. So, here, for instance, an example of professional identity. If I have teachers here, if I ask you what is your identity, define yourself or introduce yourself, okay? You can tell me maybe your name, okay? And from your name, you give me your profession, what you are doing as work. I can identify you by your profession, okay? If I'm talking about teachers, like Teachers Association, I do know that Mr. Adu or Mr. Lendre is part of this group. So we can use your profession to identify someone, okay? This is what we talk of professional identity. We can also identify someone by the family, okay? You come with someone along with you and I ask you to introduce the person to me. She's my daughter, okay? So you identify the person as a family member. Okay, you get me? Yes. Good. And also we can identify someone by his religion. Okay? I belong to this particular religion. I am Muslim, for instance. So you identify me by my religion. Okay? Or I am Catholic. Okay? You also use this religion to identify me. So we can identify someone by the family, by his profession, by the religion, and we have also gender identification, okay? So you can use your gender. Are you female or male? Gender identity. I am a man, I am a woman, okay? So we can use this to identify someone. I'm smiling because I received one post of one guy the way the guy was walking, you can know exactly if the guy is a man or a woman. Or, because this is our society. I've been obliged to accept this situation because they also have rights. Okay, they also have rights, and they claim to have this identity. Okay, good. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, of course. So we ask the gender of the person. I don't know what he's going to tell you. Okay, good. So that is just a bracket. Hobby identity. Hobby identity. What is your hobby? Photographer. I like photography. This does not mean that it's your profession. Okay? You like taking pictures when there's activities. Okay? You always take pictures. Today, everyone has become photographer with their telephones everywhere because of Facebook and all the social network. We are always taking pictures anywhere at all. And what is not interesting is they don't even ask your permission before posting your pictures on the social network. Okay? In countries where there is law, you are free to take those guys to court. But I don't know if this can happen here. Okay? Okay, good. And we have also what we call social economic identity. I don't know if in Cote d'Ivoire here we have this social economic identity. If you see someone, you could see that this guy is from the middle class, or is it possible to see it here in Cote d'Ivoire? We are all the same. Or you identify people by the wealth, the big car, or maybe the way the man is dressed. Oh man, in Plateau you see people in coat. You see in the back there is a chicken inside. So dress codes. Now because we rely on dress code, aren't we? Okay. The guy will come to your office, maybe he's wearing a leke, to come and see you. Maybe you don't know it's someone like Alpha Blondie, he does not care. He's a billionaire, but you can take his leke and go everywhere he wants. He come and greet you, you don't even raise your hand. But you see someone coming with a big coat, with a big shoes, they come and he greets you, and then you raise up, hey sir, welcome, and you hurry up, you like the ticket. Yes. And you realize that the guy has a big gun. And he said, I'm a half robber, I have come to rob you. And he started robbing. Okay? And dress codes, now because we do know that dress code sometimes, when we rely on it, it's not always what people are showing that is behind the person. Okay? If you use it to identify someone, you'll get lost. Okay. So all those that critical thinking is talking about human being identity. We can use all those situations to identify someone. We have the test there. Timekeeper is not here, but it's time.
Time is up.
For those who have to go back to work, okay, you'll be a little bit penalized because I'm going to play the listening comprehension for, let's say, 5 minutes for those who want to take time to listen, and the rest you can follow it at home. We are glad to listen to it because I add something else to you. It is TED Talk. So instead of taking 5 minutes, I will take 2 minutes for every listening comprehension. Please, I do know that you have to go back. The subject.
Does everybody sign up?
Yeah, the attendance.
Yes.
What is the attendance?
This one, it's a 14:30. So when we be at home, take your time and listen to it. Let's take 1 minute here and 1 minute here. You see the difference.
William Wilson. Let me call myself for the present William Wilson, The fair page now lying before me need not be sullied with my real appellation. This has been already too much an object for the scorn, for the horror, for the detestation of my race. To the uttermost regions of the globe have not the indignant winds bruited its unparalleled infamy? Outcast of all outcasts, most abandoned, to the earth art thou not forever dead. To its honors, to its flowers, to its golden aspirations, and a cloud, dense, dismal, and limitless, does it not hang eternally between thy hopes and heaven? I would not, if I could, here or today, embody a record of my later years of unspeakable misery and unpardonable crime. This epoch, these later years, took unto themselves a sudden elevation in turpitude, whose origin alone it is my present purpose to assign. Men usually grow base by degrees. From me, in an instant, all virtue dropped bodily as a mantle. From comparatively trivial wickedness, I passed with the stride of a giant into more than the enormities.
Okay. This is the story, short story of Edgar Allan Poe. I like it, the story. So go and welcome your listening. It's very nice history, okay? Very, very nice stories. Work on is hard. It's not easy. Listen to it. Take your time, listen to it. And listen to this, the second one. See this one. You see the difference? This one. No. Happiness. It's TED Talks, also very interesting.
When I was 7 years old and my sister was just 5 years old, we were playing on top of a bunk bed. I was 2 years older than my sister at the time. I mean, I'm 2 years older than her now, but at the time that meant she had to do everything that I wanted to do, and I wanted to play war. So we were up on top of our bunk beds, and on one side of the bunk bed I had put out all my G.I. Joe soldiers and weaponry, and on the other side were all my sister's Milos and ponies and ready for a cavalry charge. There are differing in that afternoon, but since my sister is not here with us today, let me tell you the true story. Which is my sister is a little bit on the clumsy side, and somehow, without any help or push from her older brother at all, suddenly Amy disappeared off the top of the bunk bed and landed with us crash on the floor. And I nervously peered over the side of the bed to see what had befallen my fallen sister, and saw that she had landed painfully on her hands and knees on all fours on the ground. I was nervous because my parents had charged me with making sure that my sister and I played as safely and as quietly as possible. And seeing as how I had accidentally broken Amy's arm just 1 week before, heroically pushing her out of the way of an oncoming imaginary sniper bullet, for which I have yet to be thanked. I was trying as hard as I could. She didn't even see it coming. I was trying as hard as I could to be on my best behavior, and I saw my sister's face this wail of pain and suffering and surprise, threatening to erupt from her mouth.
Okay. So you see what I did? This one is more faster. Yeah, it's faster, okay, than the first one. This one is faster. Is it not faster? Is it the same? The first one I gave you, compared to this one. This is very fast, this one. It's not fast. Okay? So, you listen to both, okay? You listen to both, you see the difference. The first one, for the first one, the storytelling, the author is taking his time, okay? He's taking time pronouncing the words slowly, and is fast, right? But this one is faster. Okay? So you make comparison when you listen to both. Those are the things that we use to work our listening. You understand what I said last time? That if you want to improve your listening, you just have to exercise yourself by listening all the time. Good. No. This is, I sent it this morning before coming around 12. You didn't find it? I think you have it. I don't know. Excuse me. Is there anyone who is not yet on the platform? For those who are here. On the platform. Everyone is on the platform? Yes. Okay, good. We have conference this Thursday. Thursday, the day after tomorrow. We have conference on the book of the month. Yes, in the other room. Okay? There will be a book of the month here in French. You have nothing to learn. So I need you there. Okay? If there is a possibility to get permission to come, please come to practice your language. Okay? I'll be there to look at my students. Those who will be coming, I'll give them a mark. We have oral session, you know that an evaluation. So we get a class, those who will be coming for the evaluation of the oral. Yes, for the oral session is to be. Okay? Yes, you'll be for a teacher and you speak to the teacher. Maybe it will be Kylie, or maybe me, or another teacher from the university. Oh, you prefer me. You know what will happen. Okay? So, please, listen to the audio. If you can download it on your telephone, download it, and when you have time, you put your earphone and you listen to it. Take your time, listen to it at any time. You will see that, you know what the guy said before, he said before. Yes, so you check before somewhere, you'll never see it. You've seen before. Yeah, that's what we said here. It's a behind. Okay? It's a behind. You don't have the spirit. So you're going to check in the dictionary behind. You'll never see behind there. Behind, you see? So you have to get used to it. When you listen, you see that as time goes on, it's not something too much complicated. Why? Because it's a matter of tonation, accent. American accent, American tonation. You see when the Kylie is speaking, now you are getting used to her. Why? Because she's coming to read all the time here. That's the way it works with the listening. So work on it. There's no technique for the listening. If you are not practicing it, you'll never be able to improve. Okay? So I think we have finished with our session for today.
I have some copy here. Where is Norman? Norman Michel.
Oui, c'est bon.
It's yours. Au fil Aya Caroline.